a supplementary again from David Duggan.
Quickly, Chair, thank you. A lot of your answer contained references to respect, Secretary of State, which I completely agree with. Do you agree with your colleague, the Secretary of State for Defence, who yesterday refused to say whether China was a risk to national security, but said that the Scottish Government was a risk to national security? Do you agree with that assessment?
John's a good friend as well as a colleague, and I'll leave him to opine on China, but certainly in relation to the conduct of the Scottish Government, I was, in my capacity as Secretary of State for Scotland, in Greenock doing a defence roundtable just a couple of weeks ago. And if you listen to Scottish business themselves, they were deeply perplexed by the First Minister's statement in relation to the Middle East and Gaza, and they said 6 or 7 weeks on at that point, they were simply unable to get civil servants to give them information in relation to what that announcement meant, and that was imperilling their ability to secure the investment from, these are by nature global companies, the capital investments that we would be looking for in Scotland. So I think there are some powerful lessons that need to be learned from that episode. Secondly, I would look at the example of the welding facility on the Clyde, where, notwithstanding the Scottish Government claiming to have changed its policy, we were in a position where we were vulnerable to seeing opportunities for young Scots being missed, despite the UK Government having helped secure with BAE Systems 15 years' work, 2,000 jobs guaranteed for 15 years. These are high-paid unionised jobs, secured in part because of the strength of the relationship between Norway and the United Kingdom. You mentioned John Healey. He was doing a press conference in Norway at 8:30 this morning. I'm coming on to your point. So in relation to the welding centre, we stepped in because the Scottish Government wasn't willing to recognise that in the very dangerous Euro-Atlantic security environment and the global situations that we find ourselves, the responsible course is to support our industries to be able to defend ourselves. So whether it is in relation to the statement that the First Minister made in September, whether it's in relation to that specific instance, or whether it is the continued opposition to nuclear weapons, which I think would be welcomed by, for Britain to unilaterally disarm, I genuinely think would be welcomed by Vladimir Putin. I find myself, as usual, in agreement with the Defence Secretary.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. On Monday at the dispatch box, the Defence Secretary said the Scottish Government were a threat to national security, a charge repeated this morning by the Scottish Secretary. What he, in effect, was saying is that a democratically elected government, elected by 1.3 million Scots, possess a threat to this country. I don't know if it's something the Deputy Prime Minister will repeat at the dispatch box today, but can he tell me why democratic Scotland is a threat to national security and China is not?
Deputy Prime Minister.
I took a DNA test a few years ago. I'm 5% Scot. The people of Scotland are not a threat. They're not a threat to national security. It's the SNP. And they decide to get rid of nuclear deterrent. It's a threat to national security. He should hide his head in shame.
Lee Ingham.